to do the calendar shoot purely because I've done previous shoots with these guys. It was a great weekend, so much fun to get involved in, and it gave me that target. Coming off stage, I only had myself to deal with and personal issues. It's one of those that having that motivation, that target, that next thing to focus on meant I kept driving, kept ticking those boxes, and with the support of Katie and James, they made sure that I came in looking as best as I possibly could. The biggest challenge I have with my health and fitness really is my time. I work fairly long days, I finish early, but I also train before work. So my time is fairly limited with home commitments of my dog and things like that. So I'm constantly trying to squeeze my workouts in, try making sure that they're not overrunning, and also fitting in cardio or anything else that I need to do. Now, I first heard about the tribe. I've known Katie through other people for years. And through that, I met James at a family event of mine that Katie came along to. And we just had conversations about fitness. I'd seen him in the gym, never really spoke to him because big bloke. I wasn't, and I was very novice at that point. So it was like, yeah, I was never going to approach him and start asking questions. That's just me. So having a conversation with him, it was nice to have some sort of, not guidance because I wasn't along with them at that time, but having a conversation with someone that knew what they were talking about, whereas I knew I was putting in a hell of an effort, but didn't understand the macros, the food behind the workouts and everything else. It was the next time I met him, the next event, that I sort of looked at, I'm making progress, but it wasn't the quickest. I was losing weight, but I didn't really understand if that was fat or muscle or whatnot. I didn't really understand the science behind it. So that's where I decided, I'm going to set the biggest challenge of my life, and I'm going to jump on stage and do a show in men's physique. And I asked Katie and James at the time, with my current physique, September next year, so this was November last year, I said, is that achievable? And their answer was, we will make it achievable. There is no limits with these guys. They will give you honest opinions, and they will tell you if your goals are realistic or if you are well overexerting yourself in terms of what you're aiming for. As a general, my experience with them as coaches has been phenomenal. It's made me closer friends with them both. James is one of the first people that I go to with anything, and I know that I'm always going to get an honest answer, or in some circumstances an answer of, I don't know enough about that topic. He's very proud in that sense of, he will not give you bullshit, or if it's something fitness wise that he's only got a vague idea on, he will come back by your next check-in with a wealth of knowledge. And it's crazy how much time he puts into this. The food, everyone says as soon as you go into bodybuilding, oh, chicken and rice, oh, fish, chicken and rice. Nah. I have a bit of chicken, I have some rice. But I also have minced meals, I have oats, I have cereal, Cocoa Pops. Who would have thought that bodybuilding, losing weight, you'd have a big bowl of Cocoa Pops? The training's great. There's a whole support group with everyone in the tribe, that anyone has a question or something that has gone really well, we'll share that knowledge in the group. The biggest controversy on that, though, is when it comes to food. There's been a few of us that have really experimented with food, kept it on plan, but then other people have been at different stages. and it's led to some food envy from everyone, including Katie and James at times. In terms of the actual photo shoot we done recently, it was a well-selected venue. The photographer, he's always helpful, and actually he's really nice to have a conversation with, really down to earth, and he will make sure that your ideas are coming to life, and his editing levels are great. He makes sure that he's made that attention to detail, got everything that you wanted, and when you've looked at the photos and you've selected your amount, he then puts together offers and bundles so that if you can't narrow it down to, on this occasion we had 5 prepaid, he gave you an option to buy more. Now, both photo shoots I've done, I have bought more, and it's not been cheap, because I've essentially wanted to buy every single one, and I've bought a lot. I would definitely recommend the tribe. Come join us. There's always a conversation to be had. There's always working out if it's right for you. But I've had a few coaches, some have given really poor advice and left me in an absolute rut. At my height, I was 88 kilo, and I put on a lot of weight. That was through bad advice, and when it came to check-ins, there weren't any. It was more of a, we done one PT session a month kind of thing, and I was then given, right, this is what you're going to do with food, and you're basically going to do 12/8 fasting and eat what you want. Or I was given